All right, you're welcome back. You're welcome back, guys. The market is this is 2 p.m. and just remaining 30 minutes for the market to come to a close for today. So let's see what happened between now and the end of the markets. Um, the banking stock that got quite a hit this today, they are beginning to reclaim back some of the value they lost. That is the situation of the banking stock for now. They are reclaiming back some of the value they lost. So let's see what um, tomorrow will be like. So today it was bloody for the banking stock. But let's see what tomorrow will be like. Mm, especially like a bank like Access Hope is really doing well. It is claiming back most of the value it lost this morning. CWG is one of our favorite stocks. They are still accumulating the stock. They actually traded 4.1 million units today. So this is a far cry from Wednesday trade that we're seeing almost 30 million units traded. Um, okay, Beggar Pence is slowing down. It's now 24 naira 15 kobo. It closed last week 26 naira 80 kobo. But it's now selling for 24 naira 15 kobo. So, but it has not been able to do up to 100,000 block, 100,000 units at once. So the price is not moving to 24 naira 15 kobo. The price has only been able to move down to 25 naira. So most likely it's going to close today at 25 naira. And they have sold quite a good number, 4 million units, over 4 million units. This is a far cry from what they used to sell every trading day. Let me check the average. So for Becca Paint, average volume for Becca Paint. Um, Average volume is 1 million. So if they did 4 million, that means that yeah, rather like 300%. So what will you say when you see this kind of a thing? There's massive pullback in price and there's high volume. What do you say? It just shows that there's supply. It just shows that there's supply. So people are still willing to sell at the current price. It means that it is not time to buy yet. You might just buy now. You just uh, you like you now a dagger that is falling, a foreign knife. You now go and hold it. It will pierce your hand and still continue to fall. So that's not a good one. So you just wait for it to complete the fall, and then you can now buy when it's coming up. But if you must buy as it's going down, if you must buy, don't don't use all your money to buy. Just buy in tranches. Buy small in bits. Mhm. As it's 24.15 now and you buy in bits. Buy they have 500,000 units you want to buy. And buy 100,000 units at this price. If it fall below this price, they buy another 100,000 units. Uh, so that when it's reversing, um, you start gaining back. But if it reverses at this price, then you just know that you're already in with 100,000 units, and whichever way you are in. If it goes down, you still have more money to buy more at a lower price. So yeah, that's a strategy. That's what some people use. Some people will just wait, let it completely fall when it's now coming up before they will now buy. But some people are afraid that once it's coming up again, they may not see it to buy. The windows will be locked, the doors will be locked. So why is it going down now? Let's just be buying small. So, but it depends on what strategy you choose to use. Every trader have their own strategy. But for a really good stock, a stock that is really good that is difficult to find, and you have this window that is falling down, is pulling back, it's better to start buying in tranches. So because once it reverses, you may not see it. So they may just lock up the door and all the windows, and you may not be able to enter the stock again. You'll be seeing full beats for days. You will not be able to buy. So the word they say is enough for the wise. So choose your own strategy, notwithstanding. Yeah. And this IMMG, Industrial and Medical Gas PSA. I bought this. I bought this stock when it was 12 naira. It's now selling for 32 naira and 50 ko. This stock got to almost 40 naira this year. I single-handedly was pushing the price of this stock from that 12 naira to maybe 20 naira or so. They now took it over from me when I've succeeded in pushing it to 20 something naira. They took it over from me. I think I sold my own before it got to 30 naira. And they started pushing it forward till it got to 40 naira. But when their first quarter report came out of this year, they took some hits. So because of that, the price has been coming back. Has been coming back, has been retracing its price. So, but let's see how far it can go. It doesn't have so much liquidity, so it's not a very liquid stock. That's why I was able to push it. A very liquid stock. So if you can just do 100,000 in a day, the 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 price will change to the new price, to a new price. So I think I did that for some days consecutively. I was able to push that its price from 12 naira to 20 something naira. Is there I stopped pushing it and others started pushing it and took it from me. But it's not a very liquid stock. If you have real money, you want to buy plenty, you may not be able to buy it here. So this is another stock I'm following. Ikeja Hotel. They have a lot of cash. They have a lot of cash. Like I wonder why they have that amount of cash. Is that they don't have enough business opportunity to use their cash. So the company is not a bank. Cash is not their commodity. So I wonder why they are holding so much cash. These guys are holding so much cash. I'm also one of the, they are the owners of Sheraton Hotel Lagos. And I think they also have another one in Abuja. So they have a couple of, whether I know more again, they have a couple of investment here and there, and they are doing well in terms of sales. And in terms of profit, they are doing very well. So what is only drawing them back is their subsidiary in VI, or is it VI Ikoyi? Tourist Company of Nigeria. That's the company that is drawing them back. They invested some money there, and that company has not been able to um, turn around that investment. But there's an agreement now that come July this year, if that company is not able to refund the money they have given them, they will start paying interest on that money. And so we are going to see how that will pan out. Whichever way it goes, we are sure going to be start getting interest on that money. Whether the interest is going to come from a bank or the interest is going to come from Tourist Company of Nigeria, we are sure going to get interest on that money this year. And that the money they gave to that subsidiary, they own that company 100%. The money they gave them is not small money. So the interest will make a whole lot of sense in their reports, in their financials. Make a whole lot of sense. It will change a whole lot of things in their financials. So let's see how that pans out from July. So Ikeja Hotel is one company that you can invest in. I bought some position here for one account I'm managing. I think we bought that position at about 13 point something. Now it's trading. It got to 16 naira. There was a pullback resulting from profit taking, not from any other thing, from profit taking. So, but it's going back again now. I think right now it's now 15 naira again. There was a pullback from that 16 naira to around back to around 13 naira. It's going back again now. So maybe even today we might. Let me check. 15 naira. We are closing 15 naira today. That's a good one. That's a good one. Let's see. Let's see what the position will be like by when the report is coming out by July. We're able to do 20 naira by July. For me, it's good. 20 divided by 13. That's about 50 something percent increase, which is good. You do an investment and you are getting half of the money back in a couple of months or so. It's a good return, unless you are greedy. So we are good. Let's look at what is happening to Presco. Presco and Okumu is one company that you can't be wrong. When it comes to palm oil, you can't be wrong, guys. Presco and Okumu, they produces palm oil, so you can never be wrong with palm oil. Palm oil now is the new crude oil of Nigeria. You know, in this era of massive devaluation of the naira, so the competition now has made it very easy for companies in the palm oil sector to up their game, increase the price of their products, because the only competitor that is competing with Okomo and Presco is Malaysia oil. And for you to buy Malaysia oil, you must have dollar. And dollar is not cheap, very expensive. By the time you convert your naira to dollar, you know how much you're importing palm oil. And that made Okomo and Presco to increase their price massively. So for them, it's a windfall and making a whole lot of killing. So let's check. Okay, just to also say that the market will be going into technical suspension by 220. You are seeing the price dropping now, but by 220, the price will no longer drop. But it doesn't mean transactions are still not happening, but it will be happening in the background. You will not see it. So, but whatever transaction that happen within this 220 and 230, everything will now drop at when it's 230. Now transactions are not dropping. Are you seeing the window, the feed again, the trace feed is not moving? Transactions are not dropping. Even if you now go and refresh the order table, it will be empty. Nothing will be there. Let's try it. You see, it's empty. All the bid empty, the offer empty, because the market has gone into a kind of a technical window that you don't see what transaction is happening. This window used to is 10 minutes at the close of the market. That is between 2:20 and 2:30. Then it's 30 minutes at the opening of the market. We call it pre-market. It's between 9:30 and 10 o'clock. The market opened by 9:30. But once it opened, or the transaction that will be happening between that 9:30 and 10, you won't see it. So when you start seeing it, it's at from 10 o'clock. So all the transactions that happen in the pre-market, that is between 9:30 and 10, will now, all of them will come out at once. So, yeah, back to what I was saying. Why this is still going on with the market that's not closed, we still need to wait for another 9 minutes or 8 minutes before the market closes. Back to what I was saying, Okumu and Presco, there are two stocks you can't be wrong with. Just know what price to enter. So let's check what Okumu is selling for 650. It's been on this price for some time. Yeah, it's been on this price for some time. Now we are now waiting for the second quarter report for us to move this price from 650 to maybe 700 or maybe 800, as the case may be. We are waiting for the second quarter report. And that reminds me, the second quarter is like the peak of the oil production. Yeah, like I said before now, the cycles are like 4 cycles in a year, quarterly cycle. The first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. In production of oil, palm oil, the peak of production is between between the first half of the year, that's January to June. So from third quarter, it will be going down, and fourth quarter it will be really down. Like a company like Okumu, those days the oil was not very expensive, but I don't think it's that will be happening now. They used to take overdraft from bank during the lean periods and pay off the overdraft during the uh, high production period. That's between January and June. You understand? So, but the point I'm making is that we should be expecting a very big report that is coming out now. That is the second quarter report. Should be big. So maybe that will be able to lift up this price from 650 to maybe around 700 or 800 naira. So we'll be expecting that. Presco 996. Let's check. Okay. It's not been able to record any high or low. So 996. We saw 1,000 the other time. So let's wait till the end of the market. When the market ends, we'll be able to see at what price the market eventually closed. The stock eventually closed. Okay. Just looking at all this stock. So just know that we don't look at a stock like this and say, yeah, this stock, eh, this stock, this John Holt. And yes, I used to know this John Holt. So you just okay, let's buy John Holt. It's an old name, and yes, I used to see their vehicle moving here and there. So let's buy John Holt. That's not how we buy stock. Though. Otherwise, if you do that, you are going to lose your money in the markets. So yeah, a whole lot of things we look at before we buy stocks. And see how I'm telling you the the business segment in each of the company that I'm interested in. I'm telling you their business segment, what they do. And I'm also telling you uh, their strategy, their business strategy, business model. I'm telling you the risk that the company face. You understand? I'm telling you the trend in revenue and in their profitability. I'm looking at the the balance sheet because that's what I'm buying. Uh, That's where all the asset I'm buying is. I'm looking at the balance sheet. Mm. I'm looking at the 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 current ratio, the liquidity ratio. I'm looking at the debt ratio, sharing ratio, what we call debt versus equity. I'm looking at all that. So a whole numbers of things that I'm looking at to be able to inform me. Okay, we can go for this stuff. The the odds here are in our favor. So even having decided that the company is a good one, then I'm looking at the price as at that point in time. Is it right? Is it possible to wait a little before we enter? Can we enter in a better price? Can we get it cheaper? Would there be any catalyst in the market that will bring the price down? So a whole numbers of things come up because here we always look at buying stock at a bargain, not just buying stock, buying it at a bargain. They call it buying a dollar for 50 cents. That's what we always do. So that's the only way we can make good returns. If you just go and buy stock at a fair price, you may have to wait for a long time before you start making profits. So it's about 2:30 now. I'll be watching this window, this trade window. So all these transactions that happen in between 2:20 and 2:30, they will all drop. Um, if there are so many transactions, I have seen a situation whereby at 2:35, transactions are still dropping because so many transactions happen within that window of 10 minutes. Uh, so just be looking here and you'll see transactions start dropping. They are already dropping now. You see them moving, they are dropping. So let's still wait a little. It's possible that more will still drop. More is still dropping. More is still dropping. So, they brought Access Bank down again to 20 naira 50 crores. So it's giving us more opportunity. So let's see what tomorrow will be like. So after this, once the stock has finished dropping, you can now come here and refresh so that you can actually see the closing price of each stock here. Under this close, you can see the closing price for each stock. Beggar closed at 25 naira. 25 naira, that's the price they use in closing. So those ones that are closed lower are the ones in red. The stock in blue or light blue are the ones that didn't change. The closing price is the same price it opened. The ones in green are the stocks that which price move up. So this is the reference price. This is the opening price. This was the closing price for last trading day for Boa Foods. So today now close at 4 naira 80 kobo under this close. So if you go, you'll see that in percentage change, it did 4.58%. That's what it did. Then you can also scroll down and you say how many units did they sell today? 176,433 units. That's what they sold today. This is the value of the shares. If you go down here, you'll be able to see that the 52 weeks high for this stock is the same price it closes today. So it did 52 weeks high today. So 52 weeks low for this stock is 342 naira. That was the 52 weeks low. So those are some of the information you can get on the table here, on the trading platform here. So you can check all your stocks, all those ones you are following. We have about 140 something stocks here. So you may not be able to check all of them individually. Or just check all your stock. Like CWG, one of our stock, it closed 9.45 kobo Friday. For today, it closed 9.35 kobo. So it lost about 10%. Like 1.06%. It lost about 10 naira, but in percentage terms, it's about 1.06%. Yeah, let's say like 1%. So that's it. Check all your stocks. And so maybe tomorrow, we'll look at what kind of report do you do at the close of the day. You are really trading. So that's where I will be stopping the lesson for or the trading session for today. So tomorrow is another day. So see you guys in the next trading session.